Happy GA Recap Monday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic, wonderful, magical start to your week. I know I am, even though I'm completely exhausted. As most of you guys know, I was gone Thursday till Sunday in northern Michigan at a wedding, and while I had an absolute blast, I am just exhausted. It's about a 12-hour drive one way up there, so my mom and I got in super late on Thursday night. We got home super early yesterday morning, and I had to go pick up my daughter from camp, so I didn't get to like go straight to bed right away or anything like that, but I took a nap in the afternoon, and then I tried to sleep last night, and none of it worked out well, and so now I'm insanely freaking exhausted. But I had a wonderful time with my best friend Leah, and being able to spend that time with her and making her day like super magical and super wonderful made the drive and the sleep deprivation all worth it. I would do it again 10 times over because it was just a wonderful time to be able to spend with her and her family and her friends. And I used to live up there about 10 years ago, and they've kind of all adopted me as like their daughter, so it's kind of fun to see all of her family and spend time with them. And it was just a really good time, even though I'm insanely freaking tired. But we are not here to talk about a whirlwind wedding weekend. We are here for GA Recap Monday, where I recap the newest episodes of Ghost Adventures or Ghost Adventures Aftershocks, and this week on Aftershocks, though. So I have learned with Aftershocks that nothing, rarely ever good comes of this. It's never like, oh, we're so happy and everything's perfect and life's amazing. It's always like, I'm possessed, and they won't leave me alone, and I'm crazy now. Like, nothing good ever comes of this show. Like, ever. Like, I love watching it. I love catching up with everybody, but it always depresses me or makes me cry. And it's just a mess. And this week was absolutely no different. So they caught up with the guys from Sloss Furnace, and they caught up with the caretakers and a paranormal investigator from the Magnolia Hotel, or the Texas Horror Hotel. And we're going to start with Sloss Furnace. They caught up with Michael Scoggins, who was a former employee, who back in 2008 when they gave the interviews was kind of talking about how the spirit was like sucking the air out of his lungs and kind of just making him feel out of breath. And he's had a lot happen to him since they were initially there. He was in a really bad accident that they really didn't talk about too much. He just was not comfortable talking about it. But he's very lucky, I think, to even be alive. And he still has negative experiences when he's been there. Since then, he's had to like talk someone down from the ledge because something took them over and it was like gonna make them commit suicide. They've also had Ed Weeb, who's a paranormal investigator and has worked for NASA for 32 years, and his partner Jason Huffman go to the location and do an investigation where Jason was actually partially possessed by something in the furnace, and they had to take him outside and put holy water on his head, and within a few minutes he was back to himself, but he had something take him over. They've also caught apparitions there of like a headless guy with like weird looking arms, and it's just a mess. I think that Sloss is such a negative place to begin with. They've had such tragic accidents happen there. They've had a lot of negative energy in the place, and I think it's just one of those locations that is kind of destined to be evil. And no matter who goes there, I don't think anything good is ever going to really come of it. But it was really nice to kind of catch up with them, and it's a place that I've always wondered about. I really enjoyed the episode, and I've always kind of wondered what happened to all of them, and that's why I like Aftershocks, is because they do these catch-ups like this. But it's kind of sad to see that people have had such continued negative experiences there. But the Texas Horror Hotel, though, this girl, OMG. So they caught up with a girl named Francesca Guerrero, who's a paranormal investigator. She is 16 years old, which, while it's not a bad thing, I mean, you can be 16 and be a paranormal investigator, no big deal. But this girl has some major issues, and she needs some help. So she is absolutely obsessed with the hotel. She's actually been banned from being on the location because Aaron, the owner of the hotel, knows that this is not a place that she needs to be. The caretakers agree, and she's like, I just want to know the history. I just want to be there. No. You're obsessed. You know that place inside and out. You have been attacked there. You've been scratched there. Something wants you there. It's called an attachment. I seen it in her face the second that they, started interviewing her. And whenever Zach would talk to her about it, she would get super defensive, and she would just be like, I just like the history. She wouldn't even look at him. Zach would be like right here in front of me, and she would be like, I just want to know the history. She couldn't even look at Zach because she knew what he was saying was true. And she got really defensive, and he's like, do you get defensive when people joke about it? And she's like, yeah, I'll snap out on you. And that is not a good thing. Like, you can be passionate about a place. You can have, you know, kind of a fascination with a place. But she is obsessed. And she is in denial. And Zach really got onto her. He was like, look, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think about what I have to say. This is how it is. And after he interviewed her, he just like kind of got up and walked away. You could tell he was really irritated and really pissed off because she wasn't getting it. She was taking everything as a joke, which isn't uncommon given her age, but still, he was trying to be serious with her and say that, you know, I'm worried for you. And she did not give two licks about what he had to say. But when he walked off and she walked off, she started to cry and got upset. And he's like, she's like, he's right and he's wrong. He's right that I'm, you know, that I have this obsession to the place or whatever, but he's wrong that it's all negative. He just wants to look at the negative. And Zach has done this long enough to know that when something negative is present, it has the ability to present itself as something good, to lure you in. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. So when they all came back together, you know, he brought back Robbie Prince, who is a paranormal investigator who's had some similar experiences at the hotel with her mom, and just trying to say, hey, look, I get that you like being there, but this is serious. And someone as young and vulnerable as you is a prime target for for what could happen. And they were just trying to impose the seriousness of it, and she just really needs to step back from the location. And I fully agree with Zach on this one. I think that there is some serious issues there and some serious attachment issues. I think she's suffering from oppression, and it could go into a full-blown possession if she's not careful. Something has got a hold of her, something has got its claws into her, and it wants her there all the time, and nothing good is going to come of that if she continues to stay there. And so I fully agree with Zach on this one. Last week was a little different. I had some different views on that. But this week, I fully agree with him. I don't think she needs to be there. I think being banned from the location was a right choice. And it's crazy to think about how a location can have that effect on somebody, that you can go in and have a bad experience there, and now they've got you. They are fully into you. They have marked you, and now you are theirs, and they will do anything they can because they just want so bad to attach themselves to someone that is living so that they can continue to be here and manifest and wreak like havoc. So, very good episode this week of Aftershocks. I absolutely loved it. It was super, super intense. And I wish the best for all of the people involved. And I hope to God that girl just stays away from the hotel and gets her sights set on something different, because nothing good is going to come if she continues to stay anywhere near there. But that is all I have for GA Recap Monday. I will be back tomorrow for GAQA Tuesday, where I answer all of your Ghost Adventures related questions that you guys ask me all up on the Facebook page. Until then, stay happy, stay healthy. Have a great rest of your Monday. I'm going to go to bed. I will see you guys tomorrow. Much love and happiness.